We are Phil and Molly from Ad People. Like I said, my name's Phil. I head up the technical team on our e-commerce department.
And I'm Molly, so I head up a specific feed pod within our technical department. And so that's why we're talking to you today about working with Shoptimised. We were actually working with another feed optimization software, but with our clients being on more of the small to medium side, the software that we were previously using were quite high priced. And as we were growing, it takes a while to kind of teach people how to use that software. So we were looking at something that was a bit more user friendly, a bit more of a low price point. I think one of the main things we moved to Shoptimised for was the auditing software. So being able to actually analyse where feeds were currently at and after optimizations, and being able to report on that back to the client was definitely key for us.
And ultimately for us, it's all about how much work we can do in a good amount of time as well. So using things like Shoptimised, it's really important for us because we're able to utilise a lot of the features that they've got and ultimately provide value back to our clients.
I think for us it's definitely the time that we've saved. So with previous softwares, it was taking us kind of 10 plus hours to get clients set up on that initially. We've got it down to around 4.5 hours that we now average, and where we were a bit more ad hoc previously, now we've got a set structure of certain clients will go on there. We've got a really clear process. We get support from, Shoptimised as well if anything ever goes wrong. So yeah, that's been really helpful.
Yeah, definitely sort of time for us is really important, but I think also features wise as well. And that's where we're able to work smarter rather than necessarily harder. Obviously we still work hard, but managing a base of at any one time around about 500 to 600 clients, nearly half of them are working on the Shoptimised platform. So for us, ease of use and is really important, so that allows us to spend more time doing things that make clients profitable and bring revenue in for them.
All of our feeds would go down. We have over 250 clients. Did you say 280 earlier? So 280 clients currently on the platform. It would be a massive kind of change for us to have to settle that up again, set up any optimizations that we currently have on there. We have roughly about 20 new clients every month that we do put on Shoptimised as well. So it'd be what we're going to do with these. We'd have to revert back to the GMC to do feed optimization, which I now hate after using Shoptimised, just because there's so much more that you can do and it's just easier to use, I think. We were able to get our SLAs down for those clients, so we put our kind of higher paying clients on Shoptimised. We were looking at kind of months before they were getting put on previous for the feed optimization, and now we're looking at between like 30 and 45 days, which has come down drastically over definitely the last 4 years now that we've been working with you guys.
Really, really important from any sort of agency perspective is that you have a short window of time to try and really, really impress clients. And using Shoptimised has allowed us to sort of implement a lot of this stuff a lot quicker, which then comes hand in hand with performance improvements, and then just the ongoing work that we're able to do within Shoptimised. So yeah, it's been a really, really big game changer for us and allowed us to grow as a department as well over the last 4 years since we've been using Shoptimised.
Yeah. I think it really was the price point for us. We work with, those smaller to medium businesses, so they're not necessarily going to have a massive budget just for feed optimization, and we do absorb that cost as part of the package. It's just something we offer. So having that price point, but also aside from that, I think a big thing was the auditing software. We're now able to actually show the clients what improvements we have made, when previously it was just like, we've done these rules, we've done X amount of rules, whereas now we can actually use the auditing software to say, this is what your titles looked like before, you had this many below, a certain amount of characters, this is what we've been able to improve, this is what we've been able to fill in. And I think for us, that really shows the value of our work that we're putting in. And the client just has a lot more visibility on that and the work that's going on behind the scenes that they didn't necessarily see before, I don't think.
Yeah, I think following on from what Molly's saying, it's visibility. what we find is a lot of our clients are either relatively new businesses, less than a year old, or have never run ads before, so don't always have the full understanding of why feed optimization is so important and the impact that a feed can have, or a good feed can have, over a bad feed. So actually showing them and having that visibility of, this is where you were when you came to us, and this is what we've done so far, and then this is what we'll do moving forward as well, is really, really important. So again, visibility for clients that are ultimately very, very new and could be very, very raw when it comes to sort of Google Ads is really, really important for us.
I think internally as well, the auditing software has allowed us to audit our own work, so we're not wasting time just doing, certain things. We can actually look at where needs time being spent and go in, do those things on the initial setup, and then work on it again after that, re-audit the feeds, see what's missing, especially if clients are adding new products and things like that. And so it's beneficial for the initial setup, but then also ongoing. I think the support has exceeded our initial expectations. So we've always had, account managers that we've had good relationships with, more than happy to jump on calls if we want to go through new features. And definitely from the start, we've been with them for 4 years now, so I think we've built a really good relationship with them. Ticket wise, they get back so fast. Sometimes we're probably getting back to them in a longer time. If it's something that we're raising that maybe isn't available on the software already, they're really keen to go back to their web developers to say, is this something that we can do? Is it something we can roll out, across to other agencies or clients? Because if we're asking for it, other agencies might be able to use it as well. We've had a couple recently where it's not been something that is available, but we've asked and we've received from them, which is really good. I think a pain point before Shoptimised was probably using a software that wasn't suitable for everyone to use. It probably took about 6 months previously to get people trained up, whereas now we've got someone that's been using Shoptimised for 6 months and is flying through them, adding new clients to them every day. We've gone from having 2 people just focusing on feed optimization to now 4, and there's a plan is to continue that as we grow. We've grown massively as an e-commerce department over as long as I've been here, as long as you've been here. So it's just allowed us to do a lot more for our clients in terms of that.
Yeah, and then scaling up our growth in the US, which is our next major sort of growth market. There's obviously a lot more of an appetite over there for growth when it comes to e-commerce, and Shoptimised is allowing us to sort of continue to scale and continue to grow as we enter different territories. You never know, in the next 10 years we could be trialing somewhere else, some other markets and stuff like that, but I think at the moment the US is the main focus. And as we're adding sort of 30-40 probably new clients in the last year just from the US, it's really allowed us to sort of grow from there.
I think ad people would definitely recommend Shoptimised. I think the price point, just being able to do so much more within feed optimization, aside from what you can do in the GMC, being able to do it a lot quicker, and just the advancement of rules. We're really looking forward to exploring performance rules, which I think will really help our account managers and just clients going forward. The auditing software, being able to report that back to clients is great.
Yeah, and obviously ongoing support. So troubleshooting issues within feeds are always a constant threat for businesses. So being able to have sort of on-hand support from a third party who specialise in feeds is vital for any growing agency and for any established agency. So yeah, that's definitely be the reason I would recommend Shoptimised.
Yeah.